Marvel fans are still in the afterglow of the Phase 4 reveal at San Diego Comic-Con, and since that reveal, we've been getting a lot of clarification and questions answered by people at Marvel. On today's show, we're talking about the new info and previewing what to expect in Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness.
It's like the news, but for nerds.
Today's shout out goes to Colin Campbell. Indeed, Simu Lee is Shang-Chi in the upcoming Shang-Chi movie. And yeah, we're all starting to really like this guy. We think he's gonna kill it. Make sure you stay to the end of this video where we will ask another nerd card question. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday to you. I'm Josh. Welcome back to the Den. And just real quick little note on yesterday's video. I know many people did not actually like the fact that we did yesterday's video, and I know talking about politics and pop culture can get really weird. Still, I'm glad we addressed it, and I'm actually happy with the responses that we've been getting from that video. And as I told the Patreons this morning, now it's time to move on and talk about the hype man, because I'm pretty sure most of us are pretty dang excited about Phase 4. Okay, so as I said at the top, guys, the Phase 4 announcement, it's the biggest thing in the world. It's all anybody's talking about. The Marvel Phase 4 drop at San Diego Comic-Con was epic, just like we all thought it was going to be. There were a lot of surprises, and people had a lot of questions, and there's actually some misinformation that's going around on the internet and new information that's coming out almost every day as more people at Marvel answer questions or, tweet, they're answering fans. We're getting a better picture here, so here we go. Let's preview what actually is going on in the Doctor Strange sequel. So where I want to start with this is Nightmare, because a lot of people are talking about how Nightmare is confirmed to be the villain of Doctor Strange 2, and that is simply not true. Most of the reports, like videos and articles that are talking about this, are actually recycling years-old comments by Scott Derrickson from around the time of the first Doctor Strange movie. And around that time, he was asking in interviews what he would want to do in a sequel, different ideas, and he threw out Nightmare and did say that it would be dope to do Nightmare in an eventual sequel. But that's it. Those comments have been around forever. No new comments were made around the time of San Diego Comic-Con. There's in no way a confirmation by Marvel Studios or anybody at Marvel that Nightmare will be the villain. It's also been confirmed and clarified that the events of the WandaVision show, which will air on Disney Plus, do directly tie into the events of Doctor Strange 2. We also do officially know that there will be horror elements brought into this movie. Scott Derrickson spoke to the fact that he wanted to make the first scary movie in the MCU. And I don't think that means he's gonna make a horror film, but I do think there will be some particular scenes that are horrifying. And that's pretty much everything that's official. So no Nightmare, that's confirmed. It has been confirmed that WandaVision will tie into this series, and that Wanda is going to be in the sequel. And we know that it's gonna have horror elements, that there's some scary stuff going on there, but everything else that you are hearing is either speculation or theory. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, hell, we're about to speculate the crap out of this thing right now, but you should know, and it should be plainly spelled out to you, that that's all the official information that's out there. Now let's talk some Nightmare again for a second. Now, people were saying that this guy's gonna be in there because the horror elements that Scott Derrickson is talking about, I think they just make so much sense to do with Nightmare. And I've even seen some people say that Scott Derrickson did make comments that kind of made it seem like horror elements in Nightmare was exactly why he would be excited to use that character in a potential sequel. But I can't really confirm that. Like, that's just what people are saying he said. I couldn't find an actual copy of him saying that. But it is possible that Nightmare is the villain and that he will have something to do with what's going on with Wanda, and perhaps they're playing that one close to the chest. Like, that will be a big secret and or twist in the movie. Now, you will see a ton of fans talking about the House of M. This is a famous comic book storyline all circling around the Scarlet Witch. And the reason that people are speculating that this story will be adapted in either the WandaVision show, the Doctor Strange sequel, or perhaps both of these things is because the story of House of M is essentially Wanda going crazy because Vision has died, and then kind of like out of fear of being killed, she snaps completely, goes insane, and creates a whole new reality with a ton of different changes. And she eventually is defeated by Doctor Strange in the House of M. And so you can see how with Vision dying in Infinity War and not coming back in Endgame, with Scarlet Witch being pretty dang powerful in Endgame, what we see her as, she's pretty strong, and the fact that Vision was taken from her by this guy is what incites her rage in the scene of Endgame. Perhaps a little visual hint of craziness to come. The fact that the WandaVision show clearly must have Vision in it or have to do with Vision, and that Doctor Strange beats Wanda in the House of M, and the Multiverse of Madness is the part 2 to the story of Wanda that begins in WandaVision. So I think it's a pretty safe speculation. Like, this is a good theory. It is very likely that they will adapt the story of House of M in these two Marvel properties. And Feige did come out and say that WandaVision is the weirdest thing they've ever done in the MCU. It's a very unique and weird show, which could be them hopping around different multiverses, or perhaps it's a new reality that's sort of unraveling in front of her. And if Wanda truly goes dark side and becomes a villain, I think that would be badass. But I think using a character like Nightmare to be really the catalyst for her going insane would be really smart of the MCU, because then you can turn Wanda back to the light side and her and Doctor Strange can actually team up and fight against Nightmare, which would be dope. Now, there's also some other really crazy things that Marvel can do with the Doctor Strange sequel particularly. Number one, it's important to note that Feige came out and mentioned the fact that even though Mysterio makes up lies about the multiverse, does not mean it's not real. And he said that when he was introducing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The multiverse is real, and a lot of the things that fans have been speculating about as far as like big overarching problems that could be facing Marvel heroes due to the, mischief and shenanigans of Endgame and Infinity War. Yeah, a lot of those theories and speculative things are still on the table, and Doctor Strange 2 can mess with these ideas. It is possible we start to see other realms. It is possible we see other realities, other versions of characters from different parts of the multiverse. You can see the start of a grand cosmic problem, something that Doctor Strange becomes aware of and is trying to stop in the Multiverse of Madness. This could tie into Secret Wars and the Time Runs Out Jonathan Hickman run, something to do with the Beyonders, a lot of the crazy hyped stuff that fans have been thinking is coming. And I expect at the very least them to be messing with some multiverse craziness, and perhaps even bringing in Loki, who we know is from an alternate timeline but is alive somewhere in the Marvel multiverse. And Loki's also the show that follows on Disney Plus from Doctor Strange 2, so a lot of possibilities for tie-ins and multiverse kind of mischief going on in the MCU's Phase 4. The last thing that's really cool to me, and I'm sorry I'm nerding out so hard on this, but this is the thing I'm most pumped about, is the fact that the supernatural seems to be taking a huge foothold in the MCU. I mean, think about the three properties we just named: WandaVision, Doctor Strange 2, and Loki. This is all magic stuff wrapped up in a nice little bow. That's gonna be a huge chunk of time in the MCU. And Blade coming in too. I mean, holy cow, what if we see some crossover with some of these characters? And Blade, the supernatural side of the MCU, is growing and growing, and I absolutely love that. But that's the news out there, guys, clarifying some of the things when it comes to WandaVision and Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness. And we went to Speculation Town talking about some of the things that other fans are talking about and some of the things that I'm personally pumped for. Let me know what you think about all of this and more in the comment section below. Now let's check the nerd card. Before we get out of here, I want to know, what is the name of the director of the upcoming Eternals movie? We got introduced to her this year at Comic-Con. She seems really, really cool. But the question remains, what's the name of the director of the upcoming Eternals movie? As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.